this and not, and as Mr. Henry says, Granville County people are close to being emotional. You don't know. You'll find out. When you face those things, it's real for you. And psychologically, it's upsetting, and I'm not doing my job that I'm paid for adequately right now. And I think everybody on this commission can say this, as well as many of the citizens in this county. But you got a timetable. The heck with your timetable is what I'm saying. You can't go ahead with a timetable and just run over people like this. It's just not going to work.
5 o'clock comes too often. I haven't got to my questions yet. I've got about 30 questions I haven't had a chance to ask. And we're running out of time all the time.
We'll come back and meet with you again. The thing is that to your quotation about people being upset, we're very aware of that. I regret it very much. I don't know how to do it otherwise. At one time, the original commission thought, well, we'll do it all in secret. We won't upset anybody.
It wasn't secret to me because I saw the bill being passed and I thought that was horrible, and then the next thing I know, I've got it in my backyard.
We'll do it all. We won't say anything about it, and then we'll just select one site and we'll just upset one group of people. What was the worst what was the worst criticism we got? Don't do anything in secret. So everything we've done this time is wide open.
You and I know each other.
I question that because you've gone into executive session and there has been no recording of the process and there's been no minutes in terms of the vote and the criterion discussion of the criteria and how.
All I can tell you is that it is common practice not to keep minutes of executive session. I check carefully.
That's secret.
But that's
But that is secret.
But these things shouldn't be in executive session.
What, we made took no votes.
Our lawyer wants to
Our lawyer wants to speak.
I just want to say this is pending litigation right now, and I don't think it's appropriate to talk about it. The lawsuit is served with.
Thank you,
Let's go home.
I forgot.
I'm going to make one editorial comment, and I'm going to call the meeting to a close. At the very least, ladies and gentlemen of the commission, the thing is ripe for bootstrapping. Instead of saying this is the best site in the entire state of North Carolina, it is so right for saying, well, it ain't the best, but we don't have to take it because we ain't got time. Now, don't take Granville County on that basis.
We are not going to take Granville County on that basis.
allowable or acceptable ambient levels for a variety of air toxins. I think there's somewhere about 102 of them. The same level of discussions have been taking place with the water quality group. So all of the permit groups I talk to on a regular basis. And they're one step behind the SDRCs in that they have seen nothing on the proposal yet, and they will now with this first submittal. I want to reiterate that although it'll be in a different form, bound versus 3-ring, every attempt will be made to, as quickly as possible, put in your hands the same information that has been submitted to the state regulatory agencies. With respect to RECRA, there's a series of items that have to take place between now and October 15th. We propose to have a formal RECRA submittal on October 15th, 1990. And between now and October 15th, 1990, several things have to take place. Probably the most substantial from our point of view is that we have to complete the detailed engineering drawings and equipment specifications and model numbers and piping diagrams and all the other types of specification of instrumentation and monitors that have been discussed this morning or this afternoon. Secondly, 2 public meetings have to take place in each of the communities that could potentially be affected by the facility. In Granville County, we have scheduled one to take place on July 9th, and that public notice was sent out the other day. We will transcribe that meeting and make it available through the same list that we have distributed the application material to. And 30 days after distribution of that transcript, a second meeting will take place. Pursuant to state law, until those 2 public meetings take place, we cannot submit a complete application under the state record program.
I'd like to ask a question on that. What authority do you have to set up such a meeting here? Did you go through our county officials, or did you make sure that that was a good date for that
No.
meeting to take place here?
The authority is, we really have no authority, we have an obligation. We have an obligation to have a public meeting. Now, with respect to exactly how we approach that, we sent individual letters to each of the 60 county commissioners in all counties, Granville and all surrounding counties. Individual letters, we followed that up with certified letters to the clerk of the county commission. We put notices in the newspaper, and we also put notices on the radio.
How did you choose the night?
That's my question. I mean,
That's
and
your
by the way,
question.
I would think common courtesy would at least expect you to ask and not just tell us.
Well, we got involved because we needed to meet the timelines, and we made some phone calls to find out if the facility was available. We asked for some recommendations from the county manager, I believe. We were directed to school board, discussed with the school board several dates, I believe at least 5, and settled on July 9th. That's how we did it. We didn't call everyone. That's correct.
I thought the site committee was supposed to have some function in this. This just simply goes right around that process.
Which is what we fully anticipate happening in a lot of instances, and that causes us some significant concern.
That concerns me too. I am sorry that happened. This should not happen.
Is there a specific problem with the date? We'll address it.
I don't know, we haven't
We
been
Weren't even
asked to
asked.
consult about it. We don't know if there's uncivic.
Well, let me offer, if there is, we'll work with you.
I have a problem just out of the way it was done.
Well, in that case, I would apologize.
I had a struggle with the logic, because I wondered why you were having that hearing without knowing first that we were the site. It seemed like a waste of time to go through a number of these things, which I'm not sure you're.
Well, that I think that we can answer that, but not. I thought you all were aware and had some input into choosing that date.
No.
No, we did not.
Then
Some of us may be out of town.
then we'll check on that.
As I said, that's my mistake. I'll take the blame for that, and I apologize, and I'll work with you, okay?
May I please ask one question? May I? Out of the personnel that you plan to employ, you stated earlier that there would be 100 possibly high position or higher paid people. Is that true?
100 professionals.
100 professionals.
Right.
May I please ask you if those people plan to live in Granville County?
That is the practice. Again, I can only refer to Rock Hill. About 80% of our people, all employees, live and work within Rock Hill. Bill, you live 4 miles from the facility. Our plant manager lives 2 miles from the facility. Our general manager lives 2 miles from the facility. That's our intention.
May I ask you what is your position then? Are you not considered a professional?
I am. Yes, I am. But my work has been more corporate.
Why do you not live near
Because
them?
my work has been more corporate and involves Rock Hill as well as everything else we've done in the marketplace. And I'm going to be willing to talk to you.
And may I ask you, please, in the detailed information that I've heard today, is there anything in this information that will say, you've told us about the plant and how you're going to operate everything and how everything is going to be run so beautifully. I would really like to know if there's anything in this information that says anything about what you plan to do to protect us, the public, the people of Granville County, and we are the county and we are part of the state. I would just like to know that.
To protect you, yes, there's quite a bit of information that you'll be seeing when Mark receives the information that we send him later this week or next week. There are several sections within even the preliminary document that develop a skeleton, and in some cases even begins to fill in that skeleton, that discuss items such as contingency plans, which is interaction with the communities on what procedures will take place and how different levels of alarm or alert will take place. There's provisions in there that discuss insurance and how insurance claims will be handled. I'm not saying that we anticipate insurance claims. What I'm saying is that given that insurance claims are provided to us, there's provisions in there that are discussed that you'll see either this week or next that says here's how we'll handle insurance claims. There are step-by-step procedures on both what our in-plant people and our off-plant people do. And some of the things I'll say are over and beyond what is required, and a great many of the things are over and beyond what is required, but most of the content of the plan is specified as a necessary piece of information. And there are federal standards that say, at a minimum, you must do this, and at a minimum, you must do that.
Yes.
We have also asked Judy, I don't know whether it will go through or not, but we have asked that the legislature appropriate money to assign monitors to the facility, state monitors to the facility, 24-hour day, 7-day a week, however many days they will be assigned to this. Whether that appropriation will go through or not, we don't know, but I think whatever site is selected should have that sort of thing.
Could I ask a follow-on question? Would the state also provide an equal number of Granville County monitors to go along with the state monitors?
Well, now, I don't know about that. These people would be of the vision of the bill, which has not been introduced but simply brought up and suggested at this point, would be that people would be on duty to see that these folks that ThermalKEM comply, that they protect you on behalf of the state, to see that ThermalKEM comply with its water and air and incineration permit, whatever the permit is granted, or wherever the facility.
May I request that the commission include North Carolina, Granville County, specifically the Oxford area, to be monitored with equal...
Well, that's what That's what it says, wherever it is. If it's gonna be in Granville County,
Well, that's right, if it is in Granville County, would this commission be kind enough to do that? To give us a fair chance to look at the monitoring data and the monitoring
But-
issues?
these monitors, Bill Myers Division, which is a solid and hazardous waste management division of the department in the natural economic,
Environment, health, and natural resources.
okay, environment, health, and natural resources, anyway. It's a division of that, and whether that, to ask that 5 people be assigned to look after this on a continuing basis in order to show the state's commitment to protecting the citizens, wherever the place is safe.
They would in essence be your people. They would in essence be for this county.
what I'm
Oh,
asking.
this county.
Or wherever it
The
is.
citizens of Granville County.
Well, they would become citizens because they'd start living.
Because they would have to.
Is that gonna be a requirement that they must live in Granville County?
Well, I don't know.
I'd like to
about
make it
I
that
don't-
way.
I hate to tell people where they have to live. I got in trouble one time
It's-
doing that to some
At this
employees.
point, it's just a suggestion. Let me show you what it is, so you can see what it is. I don't know whether,
Well, we realize it's a suggestion, and we'd like
That's
to
not
have
appreciated.
an honorable exchange of equal rights
that's right.
in this county.
And so it's just the second section there specifies what.
See, the value of that is that your scientists and the resources of the state are great, but Granville County doesn't have those resources,
Well,
and that will
this
give you
is to
replication
put-
data. That will
This
give you
is to
replication
put,
data.
this is, the intent of this is to put it so that they will be here if this is.
But not North Carolina state employees. We want Granville County citizens. And if we have to go out and hire them, that's the kind of funding support we'd like to have, so we have equal scientific support.
Give us the money, let us.
That's right,
Yes,
that's what I'm
yes.
saying. In another way.
But the EPA
Please.
requires.
Sir, Dr.
We'll take that, we'll
We
take
have no
that,
problem with
that's all you'll give us, we'll take
Please,
that.
please ask your legislators
We
to
will.
support this.
Yes, ma'am, we will.
He said he had no problem.
We have suggested, and certainly I hope that we have, if I haven't said it, I'm sorry. and
Please write all your legislators.
I'm sorry, I should, I thought I had at every meeting, or I certainly often, that we think, yes, that you should have monitoring people on this, at this facility.
Because.
And ThermalKEM has agreed with
We
this.
do agree.
And they have agreed with it 100%.
We
And
really
you will
don't care
have,
whether they agree or not.
well, if they're gonna pay, we need their agreement.
But we're gonna agree.
And-
No, they're not to pay for this,
But they-
and that's the point of this thing, is the state of North Carolina, independent, ThermalKEM does not appoint its own monitors.
And we don't want to be
That's what they're
overwhelmed by
talking-
their barrage of technology and science. We want an equal right to be able to speak up with our own
This
technology and
is for the
science.
state to monitor ThermalKEM.
We'll
That's
take it,
exactly the whole point.
We will take it,
we'll take it.
and thank you very much.
Assuming we're going to take the site.
But we're counting on you. We know
You're not
you will.
taking it.
I have one last follow-up question for Darrell, and I first want to say that Dr. Turner, members of the commission, you all have a tough job.
Yes, you
And
will.
I would not be sitting in your position at all because it's difficult at best, and I know you haven't had very many sleep-filled nights. I've got a question for Darrell, though. The newspaper, Oxford Ledger, Mr. Beach, I believe, contacted you, didn't Darrell? You all had an interview. The results of the interview was printed in the Monday, June 11th issue. Mr. Beach raised a question that had been raised earlier about waste coming in from outside the 5-state compact area. This waste being relabeled as being from the compact area and burned at the facility that ThermalKEM wishes to operate. Now, stating this as a quote, he confirmed that this could happen, but he said the commission planned to monitor such firms. I understood this process